Okay, so this is a Subaru Legacy from 2011, probably 2012, I don't know, I haven't looked inside a fucking book. But it has a special twist to it. It's not just any regular Subaru Legacy, it's a GT. All right, so let's start with the design for a change. As you can see, it looks very good. It looks similar to a normal Subaru Legacy, except, you know, you have this very subtle hood scoop. And I might think, why would you need that? Every Subaru has the air filter on the top of the engine, but well, obviously it does, but you need more air when you have a turbo. Before we continue with the car, by the way, just a quick note, this car is actually for sale. It can be yours for I don't know how much. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can go and take a look at the car and buy it. Get in touch with the owner and do a test drive just like I did. Obviously don't crash the car. So getting into the engine bay, as you can see, the hood scoop kind of goes directly into the air filter so that it can take more air in to compensate for the turbocharger that sits somewhere down there. Therefore, this car produces around 265 horsepower and about 350 newton meters. That would be about 260 to 70 pound-feet of torque for you Americans. You have these dampers here, which if you buy a new Golf nowadays, you won't have these. Distribution of the all-wheel drive system, I think it's 55-45, so you have 45% in the front, 55 in the back. Okay, so as you see here, this is the key. Nothing's fancy about it. You have nowhere to put the key in the lock except you put this here inside. However, I haven't found a place to put this thing inside the ignition to turn on the engine, which if you have no battery for this thing, it might be a problem, but that's the Japanese for you. Anyways, so the car is locked. It isn't. Now it is locked. To open the car, it's pretty simple. Either you press this button or you just come up to the car, grab your handle, and then you open it. It's pretty fucking simple. And to lock it, just as simple. Keyless entry, it's pretty cool. So moving on into the back, or should I say the trunk of the Legacy. As you can see, it's quite spacious. I can literally just lay in here and literally go to sleep. A full person, and I'm not tiny, I'm fat, okay? I can literally just fit inside the entire car. Now that's pretty cool. There's also an interesting fact about this car, and that is it doesn't have a spare wheel. It just has some tissues, looks like a roadside assistance, first aid kit, and that's it. It has a written Legacy across the back of the bumper. It is protected with some plastic, and the plastic seems to be holding up. Okay, so quick little thing about the back of the car also, before we continue. Dual exhaust exits, looks pretty neat. Made the car look a bit more sporty, more aggressive. Now, another neat thing about this car is the fact, also by the way, this seat is all the way back. You can't go any further towards the back, so no problem there in the department of space. There is one pretty cool thing about this car, and that it has this little latch here, obviously behind my right hand, which lets you do this to fold it completely, or I can sit like in a bus, I can recline it even further, or I can literally go to sleep and do whatever the fuck you do in the back seat. Now, it's an amazing concept, this, and I wish that more cars actually did it, because you know, there has to be some comfort for the back seat as well. Why wouldn't there be? Well, besides that, there isn't really much here. You have your windows, you have your climate vents, so you can adjust the speed off, but not the like the temperature. It's pretty basic, so you're at the mercy of the passenger in front or the driver. But besides that, what more can you need from a huge station wagon from Japan? Okay, so stepping into the Legacy itself, as you can see, it's pretty standard for a 2010s car. Nothing out of the ordinary. You have your gear shifter here, 5-speed manual, automatic. You have your climate vents here, your climate stuff here in the middle. Your very old and dated DVD navigation system, which you probably don't want to use. Just use Google Maps, please. It has Bluetooth, so you can listen to music over your phone. It's pretty normal here. You got your heated seats. You also have this little shift knob here, which it does, it changes the way your car behaves. I think it's just the transmission. You have your normal sports, your sport hashtag. It's not sport plus, it's sport hashtag. It's very important not to call it sport plus or sport whatever. It's a sport hashtag. And then when you press the knob, you have the I, which I'm guessing it stands for individual. The only thing I've seen, the difference between all these three modes, the sport, is that the ride is the comfiest. You put it into S hashtag. It's a bit more harsh. I mean, when you put it in individual, the transmission changes a bit in the way it's more aggressive in gear changes and it shakes you up a bit. But besides that, the car is still pretty comfortable for a 265 horsepower station wagon. Now moving on to the front seat. It's the normal standard view, really. You have all your stuff you need on the steering wheel. You have your cruise control on the right hand side here. You do have paddle shifters, which is pretty cool. I must say, that's pretty neat because you want to keep both your hands on the steering wheel. So having paddle shifters, which is obviously of inferior quality, is plastic, but I don't care. As long as they work, that's the point of them. They have to work. You do have here also a massive, and I mean a massive armrest, which you can store a lot of stuff in, like a huge amount of stuff. Also inside the armrest here, you have AV inputs, so you can probably put your PlayStation here and play PlayStation on the fucking TV. Isn't that cool? This car also comes equipped with electric seats. Pretty neat. Press the button and the thing just goes. Also, the recliner is electric. It comes with standard memory seats. That's pretty cool too. Okay, so on the left hand side of the dash, you have your little controls for your ESP, turn off your traction control. Then there's this little icon with the car that is on a hill, probably for the hill assist. Then you have the electric parking brake, and then you have the mirror controls, which are pretty standard, has been for the past 20 years. There is one addition which I like, which is the little knob or the little button that shows the mirror closing in. So basically you can just close it and open it as you want, whenever you want. Now up at the dome light situation, we also have two little switches for the sunroof, since this car obviously came with a sunroof. You have the ability to twist the sunroof slightly, just so you have a little bit of fresh air, but not too much. Or you have the ability to completely open the sunroof for more air, if you don't want to open your side windows for some reason. Okay, so driving the Subaru Legacy GT for the first time. Well, it isn't this first time, but I haven't driven this car much. Yeah. And we're off. See, you barely touch the pedal and the car just goes. Okay, so first impression, this car is pretty like, you can still feel it's a normal car because it's still very soft and it dampens a lot of the like road works, whatever, you know, the potholes and whenever there's like a height difference in the road. And as you can probably hear, it's quite loud inside here because of the exhaust that isn't exactly stock. It's some NVIDIA, not the graphics card manufacturer, but you know, NVIDIA with the I at the front. And it's quite loud. So I'm doing 80 right now, 80 kilometers an hour. I'm just gonna floor it. It sounds pretty good. What the fuck is going on with my windscreen wipers? It takes a little bit to get going. That's because of the automatic transmission that this thing has. It's a bit thinking, oh, I'm an automatic transmission. Oh, I have to work. And now all of a sudden it does have to work. And because this car has all-wheel drive, as all performance Subarus have, this thing just puts you back in the seat, basically. Even though it only has 260 horsepower, it is enough. It is more than enough. I put the car in individual mode. I want to see how it goes from the start. Like from the get-go. This is like 40% throttle, and I'm already at 100. I find it kind of funny, you know. S hashtag. It can't be S plus or super sport, or whatever the fuck people call it nowadays, it has to be S hashtag. Japanese. Ride is comfy. The seats are super comfortable. Like, I can easily take this car, I don't know, 16 hours across to Europe, and I wouldn't feel a thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let's do an overtake, see what happens. Car goes. The car fucking goes. It is pretty impressive, I must say. This car is, for the amount of money you pay, correlated to the amount of car you get. You can't beat this. You really can't. You get 5 seats, everybody sitting comfortable. You get all your accommodation, you got climate, you got some navigation from like 2012, a sat nav that you probably don't want to use, but it's better than nothing. You get your heated seats. You have a turbo gauge, but you don't have a water gauge, which I find kind of hilarious. You have 3 different driving modes. It eats through fuel. This car eats through fuel, which is normal because it's a boxer engine, and you know, boxer engines tend to eat a lot of fuel. It is not uncommon. But you know, it gets a pretty good economy. It goes about, I don't know, 12, 13 liters per 100 kilometers, which for you Americans is like, I don't fucking know, 20 mpg maybe? I have no idea. You'll have to look it up yourself. I don't live across the pond. I don't use stupid measuring systems. I know I've made a bold claim there, but seriously, like, what the fuck is a kilometer, you know what I mean? The car really just stays on the road every time you push it, and you do, like, you try and drive, like, curvy roads. The car just sticks to the road, thanks to that all-wheel drive. That is also permanent. There's a difference. There's loads of cars nowadays that tend or pretend to say, oh, we have an all-wheel drive system. Well, you do, kind of, but not really. See, the difference to many cars today, or compared to Subaru even today, is that their all-wheel drive system isn't permanent. For most of the time, only the back end or the back axle, the front axle is actually being powered. And when the car realizes, oh shit, we need more power, otherwise I'm gonna get stuck, that's when the other axle is actually being turned on, like Audi does nowadays. This one is completely permanent, always on. That's why it eats so much fuel. So there's disadvantages and advantages, obviously, with this car, but I think the advantages kind of outweigh the disadvantages, in my opinion. So let's see. I'm gonna drive a bit sporty here. Let's go put it into individual mode. And this car just goes. It literally just goes. I'm already doing 150 kilometers an hour, and you don't even realize it. That's the problem with this car. You don't even fucking realize it. That's how quick this car is. Now, obviously, it's not the quickest car in the road. It never was, and it never will be. However, whatever you do to this car, it's never going to be the quickest car on the road. Let's see how this car does here in this bit of a winding road, going left and right. It has rained before, but now the asphalt is no longer wet, so it's dry, which is perfect. We can put it in manual mode, and we have paddle shifters, which is a lot of fun. This car is beautiful. It's a beauty to drive. This car really is. I cannot explain. Okay, so you stay on the power, and the car just sticks. The car just sticks. I'm doing 120. The car just sticks to the road. It's amazing. I cannot describe just how good this car sticks to the road for a family wagon. It is incredible. And it just goes. You always have the power because of the turbo. The car just goes. I'm doing 150. Holy shit, I need to slow down. This car just sticks, man. Fucking hell, I want this car. I kind of want this car. It just puts a smile on your face, this car, every time you go a bit more aggressive around the corners. And that's what this car is all about. It can be comfy when you have your kids, your wife with you. But you can also just do this, put it in a manual mode and use your paddle shifters, and then use this knob here to, I don't know, to put it into sport plus, sport hashtag. I mean, sorry, it's S hashtag. Very important, not to call it sport plus. It's sport hashtag. Found a bit more of a road stretch that is a bit more tight and a bit more with curves, or as people like to call them, bends, you know, in the UK that is. And again, we put on a manual, drop 2 gears down, and car just sticks to the ground. One-handed, don't do that. Drop it down a gear again, floor it. It just goes. This car just fucking goes. And I absolutely adore this car. This car shouldn't be allowed. With a massive smile on my face. Oh God. Incredible, this car really is.